I do agree that, yeah, okay, I see what he has to say, like when it comes to the fans' responses and stuff like that, but when it comes to not making more movies or doing different versions of the movie just because of that, I don't think even Brandon Lee would agree with that. Let's talk about the Crow remake, or reboot, I should say. I don't know, like, so a lot of people are saying remake, but it's technically a reboot. It's not really a remake because they're not remaking the original movie or anything like that. It's a reboot of the franchise, and who knows where it's actually going to go. But apparently, you know, when it comes to fans of the Crow, to the actual Crow, and I get it that the Crow is not exactly, it's almost like The Mask. You know, it reminds me of The Mask. The Mask is not just Stanley Ipkiss and his story. When you actually break open those graphic novels, I mean, it's Big Head. They just call him Big Head. Of course, they didn't call him that in the movie, but he's Big Head in the movie, and anybody could be Big Head, essentially. And, you know, when it comes to the Crow, yes, essentially, anybody could really be the Crow. It's not like it has to be just Eric Draven right here, but still, when it comes to rebooting the franchise, I think a lot of the fans wanted to have like a more legit to the source material, the original source material. They wanted a little bit more from it. And so naturally, when it came to the trailer coming out and even the images, yeah, fans just didn't quite like it so much, to the point of, well, dislike to like ratio on YouTube. And this is just a few days ago. Screen Geek, sorry. They reported this, and yeah, 42,000 likes to 53,000 dislikes. Not too bad. Still, like, you know, still almost half. Still almost half, but, you know, just, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. To be honest, it could have been way worse. I think it could have been way worse. I'm surprised it actually wasn't more. I'm surprised it wasn't like over 70% dislikes, just from what I've been seeing when it comes to the reaction to this trailer. And I think a lot of the reaction just has to do with his look. It's not even so much like everything else. It's just the way he looks. But now we have Alex Proyas, the director of the 1993, 94, 95, it's one of those. Brandon Lee version. Obviously, we've talked about him before, like when the first images of The Crow came out, he did make some jabs at it on Facebook, talking about like, oh, yeah, he looks like such a badass with a Samuel Adams beer in his hand and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, relax, man. I like Samuel Adams beer, okay? It's a good beer. It's a good beer. But he's come out again to talk about the Crow, this version of the Crow, and he's got a little bit of a different tone. A little bit of a different tone this time around. And a better tone, I would say. A better tone, I think. I really don't get any joy from seeing negativity about any fellow filmmaker's work, and I'm certain the cast and crew really had all good intentions, as we all do on any film. So it pains me to say any more on this topic, but I think the fans' response speaks volumes. The Crow is not just a movie. Brandon Lee died making it, and it was finished as a testament to his lost brilliance and tragic loss. It is his legacy. That's how it should remain. Now, I agree in some sense when it comes to the fan response, but I don't think it's so much. Maybe part of it has to do with the whole Brandon Lee thing, because yes, he tragically did, and it's always kind of like weird watching that scene, because you know, like, oh, that's the scene where the real bullet got him. But I don't think that, I mean, I think that when it came to Brandon Lee's legacy, I don't think it was just The Crow. I think it was, you know, he was in other movies and being Bruce Lee's kid, and then coming up and sadly being struck down way, way, way too soon. The Crow still was an existing thing before the movie. It wasn't like the movie was like this new original idea. It's based off of source material. So I do agree that, yeah, okay, I see what he has to say, like when it comes to the fans' responses and stuff like that. But when it comes to not making more movies or doing different versions of the movie just because of that, I don't think even Brandon Lee would agree with that, to be honest. I think Brandon Lee would be like, no, keep on going. If we could somehow summon, you know, he would be like, no, no, no. So Yeah, but it was just, it's a different, and I think maybe that's why he's a little spicy when it comes to this. I don't know, when it comes to this remake.